Well, AJ, you are our game MVP. You threw 5 touchdowns tonight. Which one was your favorite?
I mean, I have all of them are my favorite, to be honest. But actually, nah, I lied. My last touchdown in case was probably my favorite because it was a deep throw.
Yeah, and you guys almost connected on the first drive of the game. He wasn't able to bring it in. You did connect later, but did it feel good to get that last one in there for you guys?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then you also connected with Quincy Rattray on a long touchdown. Jace Hollis had a big grab. It seemed like tonight this was just a quintessential GK performance. The offense is really humming tonight.
Oh yeah.
And how are you guys able to do that tonight? Get that offense back into rhythm, especially after a tough game last week.
Well, I'd probably say like the work building up to this game. We had like a lot of mental mistakes coming into or from Tuivaiave's game, but we fixed them. And, there's plenty of more stuff to fix for sure. So, yeah.
I mean, there's always things that you guys can work on, and, especially in a game like this. But for you, also coming back from injury as well. You got injured in that in the Battle of 224th. Colton comes in, does an outstanding job for the next 3 weeks, and then you come in. What was that process like, having to be on the sidelines, letting things heal, but also being proud of watching Colton and what he's doing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Colton's he's a dog, He steps up to the plate, whatever comes at him, he does great at it. Sorry.
No, that's fine. He talked about the connection that you guys have, and over the last 2 years, you guys have grown so close, and you guys are constantly bouncing things off of each other. What's that relationship been like from your perspective?
I mean, basically what he said, every single day during film, we chop it up, kind of tease each other's brain, pick each other's brain, just so we can just get better. I mean, we get each other better every single day during practice or in film. So, yeah.
What's the biggest thing that you've learned being a starting quarterback now in your second year, going through the SPSL and you're heading back to state?
I'd probably say, it takes a lot to, even be in this position. So I'd probably say, being a vocal leader, a true leader, you can't really harp on your guys like that. So, you just got to build them up.
And also, I mean, you're a young kid. You're only, 15, 16 years old. So there's so much for you to learn about, not just the game, but as you said, to handle yourself off the field, what it's like to step up and be one of those vocal leaders. And, how has that been growing into that leader? Because there was a lot of people talking about you your freshman year, but now it seems like it's a little bit of more of like the mental side of things that you're learning.
Yeah, I mean, basically, me just growing up is like kind of a big deal of it too. I feel like as you grow into like your freshman or sophomore year, you got to learn the game mentally instead of physically. I mean, you still learn it physically, but you also got to learn what covers they're in or anything like that. So, yeah.
And a lot of colleges have been talking to you, calling you, and, already a lot of scholarship offers. Who are some of the more interesting people, some of the cool people that you've talked to, and you're like, wow, I can't believe I'm talking to this person?
I mean, all the college coaches that I've talked to, it's a great experience. But I'd probably say the most I've been shocked by is Coach Fish and Coach Kalani from BYU. It was just a surreal moment for me. Me as a young teenager, processing these things are it's like a surreal feeling.
Yeah, and those are 2 top 25 programs too. I mean, and that's certainly something. Even though the Huskies did lose today, they just lost on the road. But you guys, after that loss last week, was it more of a reset this week of just let's put that in the past? We know that we're talented, and we're just going to go out there and put our best foot forward.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a reset. Me personally, I feel like we needed that. Just to be back on the right track. Not get too big-headed about us. Just staying level-headed, and, yeah.
What do you guys think you'll be working on this week in practice as you gear up for the state playoffs?
Definitely recovery. Probably more watching film and, taking practice a little light is probably what we're going to probably work on, so, yeah.
And last year you guys got bounced in the first round, so was that one of the goals in the preseason was to make it further in the state playoffs than you did last year?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I always think about that game last year that, took us out of the playoffs. I kind of feast on that, just so I can be a better player, better person for my team. So, yeah.
And you talked about how you wanted your touchdown interception ratio to improve at media day from freshman to sophomore year. And it's pretty darn good right now at 21-1. So how have you been able to improve on that, especially tonight going 5 touchdowns, no picks?
Quick reads, like getting the ball out fast, but like also knowing where you throw the ball. Pre-snap read also helps too. If I don't like anything, I can always check to something that I like, always communicating. And I feel like, my line giving me enough time to throw the ball, and my receivers, Case, Jace, Keanu, Dav, and Dustin Myers, they've always been great to me, helping me be a better person as well. So, yeah. And
you also like Quincy Ratteray, too. Connected with him for a couple of times. I wanted to make sure you got him a shout-out as well. Sure. Is there anybody that you model your game after, or anybody in the pros or college that you study their tape a lot and say, I want to maybe have my game look like theirs?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there are, like, plenty of guys I look up to. Like, guys like Aaron Rodgers, quick release off the ball. Tom Brady being a vocal leader, being he loves the game. He has a lot of passion for the game. Damon Williams from UW, how he battles through adversity. And also Bear Bachmeier, the BYU quarterback, how he just runs through people. So,
yeah. A lot of great talented players. And what is this Graham-Kapowsin environment, family, culture? What does it mean to you?
Oh, it means everything to me. They make sure I'm good every single day, and I do the same thing as well. They also show me a lot of love, and I really love that.
What do you guys need to do to make it back to Husky Stadium? I know you weren't there. You were still in 8th grade in 2023, but there were some guys that started in that game against Lake Stevens in 2023. So what do you guys need to do to get back there?
Definitely limit our mistakes. We have a lot of mistakes, during the season and, even now. If we, limit those, we can probably, make it to Husky Stadium. Trust one another, mainly trust God as well. God gives us, the grace and power that we need.
Well, the season, even though it's 10 games in, it's just getting started going into the playoffs. How is it more excitement, or do you think it's going to be a little more focus going into this second go-around for you at least?
A little more focus. We can't get, too big-headed. So definitely a little too more focus.
One last one. That touchdown that Myers had in the corner,
I
mean, that was awesome. Wadley ended up getting hit. Hopefully he'll be okay. But what was that like on the sideline, watching those guys, the second-teamers out there doing their thing?
It was great. To be honest, I really loved watching that, Colin Wadley with the, really good dot. I really love that. Colin Wadley, he's great.
Yeah, he's one of the best, if not the best, backup quarterback in the entire state. And the fact that he ended up staying here, we talked about it in the broadcast, talked about it with him, shows a lot about who he is as a person. Certainly you guys have a great relationship. And is there going to be any celebration tonight, or are you guys just going to pack it up and get ready?
Probably a little bit, but, we're also going to back it up, get ready, focus on our body, make sure we recover good. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate the time, AJ, and good luck the rest of the way. Surely we'll be seeing you throughout the postseason, and go celebrate with your teammates a little bit at least.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. That's AJ Tuivaiave, game MVP